All right, so before we start any questions, we need to know some rules, right? So I'm going to give you some of the rules that we need to know. I give you all the one with tan. Tan is what? Sin and cos, right? So let's start with this first rule here. Right, so I'll give you some identities, set up trig identities, and I'm going to give you a couple of rules first. Right, so the first identity that I want to learn, number one, is that tan theta is equal to sin theta on cos theta. That's the first rule. If I were to rearrange this, you'll also see that sin theta is tan theta by cos theta and so on, right? You don't have to write it. I'm just showing you how you could also use the rule, like rearrange it, and you could find what is sine or you could find what is cos. Okay, that's rule number one. Rule number two. Right, normally I'll show you how to get it, but for rule number two, let's just learn it. If I were to square sine and I were to square cos, I'll get 1 all the time. Cos squared plus sine squared is 1. Okay, so every time you see sine squared and cos squared, that value is 1. From this rule, you could also get sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cos squared theta, or you could get cos squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. Right? We have a couple more rules that this is not on your syllabus, but the reason I'm giving you these rules is that there are one questions that you might see it in while you're practicing. So these rules are not on the syllabus, but I'm just giving you them anyway because some of the questions that we will be doing, you'll see them. You will see something called cosec theta. That is 1 on sine. You will see something called sec theta. That's 1 on cosine. And you'll see something called cot theta. That is 1 over tan. Yeah, still write them now. Still write them now. But the ones I want you to focus on are the others. Because you may see these in questions, and I don't want you to be surprised to see that. Like 1 year, sec came and nobody knew what sec was. Or did they give you the marks rate? But at least if you have an idea, you can work it out. You have to stress yourself out too much. All right? Huh? Cot theta, COT. Cot is equal to 1 on tan. Okay? So these are the rules that we're going to use. We are going to focus on these. This is your syllabus here. I just gave you this in case you see them. Right? They're not difficult to remember. But if you see them, you have a little idea of what they mean. All right? So we are only going to focus on these rules here. 1, 2, 3, 4, well, probably this one sometimes, 5. Right? But mainly those rules here we're going to look at. Okay? So we're going to do something called proving identities. Copy down fast. To prove an identity, I'm going to give you an identity and you have to show that the left-hand side and the right-hand side equal. All right, let's see if we can prove this now. Let's see if we could prove 1 plus tan squared theta is 1 minus sine squared theta is equal to 1. Right, so nice. Quick question. I want the left hand side to be equal to the right hand side, right? What's the right hand side equal to? This is your right hand side. This is your left hand side. What is the right hand side equal to? 1. And the left hand side is that long thing there, right? 1 plus tan squared is 1 minus sine squared. So we have to find a way to make the left hand side equal to the right hand side. Right. Before we jump into it, you all seen any rule there that's equal to 1? Any rule? No, equal to 1. So you see in this rule here? Sine squared plus cos squared is 1. Right. So it means that maybe we need to get something like that. Or things have to cancel off. Right? That's what we have to figure out. So in order for us to start to work this out, what we need to do is start to eliminate things. Okay? So the first thing that we could eliminate, we could probably get rid of this. Anybody seen what is 1 minus sine squared? Cos squared. All right? So therefore, we're working with the left hand side, and we will get 1 plus tan squared. We're taking off 1 minus sine squared and writing cos squared. Nice. Could we get rid of tan squared? Anybody could guess what tan squared is? Cos squared. Very good. Tan is equal to sine and cos. So what does that mean? It means that tan squared will be equal to sine squared over cos squared. Okay? So we can do that. 1 plus sine squared over cos squared. Any more rules we could apply? Any more rules we could apply? Not yet, right? There's no rule right that we could apply again. So what we could probably do here is try and get rid of the brackets. Correct? So we can multiply it out. So we can multiply cos squared by 1, that's cos squared. Cos squared by this is sine squared over cos squared by cos squared. What will happen to the cos squareds? They'll cancel out. And you'll be left with what? You'll be left with cos squared plus sine squared, which is equal to, and that's it. Once you prove it, you could write Q, you could draw a box or write QED. All right, let's put the box for now. The box means proven. QED also means proven. Copy down. Okay, so here's an example of where we took the left-hand side to prove the right-hand side. Sometimes you can go the other way around. Take the right-hand side and prove the left-hand side. How you choose? You choose based on which side has the most amount of information. Okay? If we started with the right-hand side here, what would happen? How we could I get to science cos squared? Right? We couldn't get anything else. All right, so let's go. Let's try this one here. Sin theta is equal to cos theta by tan theta. Which side you'll use here? Right-hand side or left-hand side? Right-hand side, right? Has more information, right? Online. Are you okay there? All right. So what's the substitution that we'll make here, Richard? What substitution I think we can make here, Richard? Right. So remember, you want to turn this into this. So check back and see what substitution you could probably use. Is there any substitution for cos theta? No. But there's one for. But there's no sign on the left-hand side. So on the right-hand side, there's no tan. Right, yeah. So we could use tan theta is equal to sin theta over cos theta. So cos theta by, and what will happen here? Cos will cancel, and you'll be left with sin theta. And you're done. You're good to go. That's your left-hand side. I mean, yeah, that's your left-hand side. No, we took the right-hand side. And we got the right-hand side to equal to the left-hand side. Okay with that? Let's try this one. You have to choose which side to use. Sin theta divided by tan theta is equal to cos theta. You choose which side to use, right? Left hand or right hand. Online, if you get the answer, I want you to message QED. Which side you're using, left or right? Samira, which one you use, left or right? Left, very good, left side. Samira said left side because there's more information, right? Go ahead and message. If you get it, message QED, right? Darian, Selena, message if you get it, right? QED. If you don't get it, well, no message. Anybody get it here? Yeah. Cool. Let's see by hands now. Now we all get it. Okay. Selena got it there. Excuse young lady in the back. You got it? Samira, you got it? Yeah? You got it? Yeah, Jacob? It had nothing like this. Did I get it or you do get it? Come on the board. Come on the board and do it. Huh? Oh, no. Richard, you can't do that, right? Richard asks if you could, I should really have 3 lines here. If you could carry across 10 on the next side, you can't do that, right? When you're proving identities, you can only work with one side, right? Because those 3 lines mean, I left out a line initially, right? But there are 3 lines and 2 lines. 2 lines mean that you could solve, you could move things across it. 3 lines mean you can't, it means equivalent. You cannot use it to solve anything. Okay, so you can't do any manipulation across the lines, right? I think when they invented it, the 3rd line was mean it too high. You can't jump over that, right? 2 lines mean it low, and you can jump over. All right, so we're taking the left-hand side because it has plenty of information. I like to write it like this. Sine theta is divided by tan theta. Okay, the reason I do it like that is because when you make a substitution, you would remember to flip it over, right? So you'll get sine theta multiplied by cos theta over sine theta. Sines will cancel and you will get cos theta, which is the same as the left right hand side. So you could draw a box or you could write QED, anyone you want. Right, let's check out online. Good job, Katrina, Selena, Barrage. Good job. Darian, you can't mess it, cut it, huh? You gotta mess it QED. We try to follow what to do now. No, but the reason you can't do that because you're trying on the right hand side. You're not allowed to do that. So you can pick either side, but you're not supposed to carry it across. All right. Okay. Pardon me. It didn't go anywhere. Tan is what? Tan is sine on cos. Yeah. That's the first thing we'd have written down at the beginning of the class. And you didn't write it down? All right, ready? Let's go again. What number is this? Thanks. Right, so look at the left hand side and look at what the right hand side have. Something disappear. Wait, I make a mistake. That's squared there. Cos squared minus sine squared is 1 minus 2 sine squared. Right, Darian, get it already. Right? Did you get a message QED? Once you get it. Finish?
No. Well, you're right.
Same alone.
Yeah.
What do you get? Anybody else got it? Just one. So the only hint I could give you is on the left hand side, there's that cos squared. On the right hand side, there's no cos squared. So you had to find a way to get rid of cos squared. You want to get rid of cos squared and bring a next sine squared. You get it up? Any more QEDs? Of Darian so far? Anybody else? Look back at it, look back at it and see. Look back at it and see which one you can use. This is all right, let's see. So left hand side, cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. Right? And then we are going to use cos squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared. And again, the reason for that is that the right hand side has no cos squared. It only has sine squared. So I'm going to take off this and I'm going to write 1 minus sine squared. Right? So 1 minus sine squared is 1 minus 2 sine squared. That's it, QED. That's all. Right? But if you want the harder route, you could have also taken the right hand side. Okay? Let's go again. Selena, you're okay there? Sahara? All right. Let's see if we can get this one. This one has some LCM in it. So take your time. 1 minus cos squared theta minus tan squared theta, 1 on cos squared minus tan squared is equal to 1. Go ahead, have fun. Take your time. Left hand or right hand here?
Right, left arm.
Oh,
Side.
left hand side, right? Good. Go ahead, take your time, find the LCM. Right, if you get it, message QED. Woo! Message QED once you get it. Take your time, right? You have some LCM to use here. Take your time. You're doing good? No. You want to ready to go to right hand side always. So once you speak that hand side, go to and do the that hand side, take over. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And yes, right? We have 4 QEDs. Right, so left hand side. One on cos squared minus tan squared is sine squared on cos squared. The LCM here is cos squared, and your numerator is 1 minus sine squared. What is 1 minus sine squared? Cos squared, right? 1 minus sine squared is cos squared. So it's cos squared over cos squared, which is 1. QED. Samira, how you looking? Okay-ish? The only bad thing is a good the rest going to be harder. That's the only bad thing. But it's not bad, eh? I'm going to give you one here and to test your ability to expand it out. Are you okay with that? All right, let's go again. This one will test your ability to expand, right? Cos plus sine all squared, cos theta plus sine theta, all of that squared, plus cos theta minus sine theta all squared is equivalent to 2. Try this one, please. All right, sorry online. Sorry online, I was muted there, right? But all I did is I expanded cos theta plus sine theta all squared. And then I expanded cos theta minus sine theta all squared. And I got that, right? Then you will see that this will cancel with this. This will cancel with this. Right? And then bring it like terms together. Cos squared plus cos squared. Sine squared plus sine squared. This will give you 2 cos squared theta plus 2 sine squared theta. Your answer is 2. So factor out 2 and you'll get cos squared theta plus. So this is 2 by 1. So your answer is 2. That's it. Drill box. Any hope as I told you? Hope. Any hope? You all seen it? Here we have plenty more. We're still on the easy. Raj again, Chusel. Raj. Right, so for this one, you have to expand. I'm going to give you our next one. This one in the medium range, right? Medium. Nah, I shouldn't say medium. It's still kind of easy. I'll say medium. Right? Bradley? Medium. I'm giving you a medium here. Medium. Anybody writing? Very done, right? All right, let's go to medium here. Number 7. Go ahead, have fun. If you're not having fun, go do it, yeah?
So, all right,
I have take your time and expand it out.
Yeah, yeah.
How this looking? Right? Here's what, sometimes you're real close to the answer, but you're not getting it exactly in that form, right? So here's what you could do sometimes. It's not really cheating, it's just like make sure you're along the right path. Cos divided by tan, correct? The right hand side is cos divided by tan, which is cos multiplied by tan is what? Sine on cos, right? So you multiply by cos on sine. So you're getting cos squared x over sine x. So if your left hand side equals to cos squared x on sine x, then you have the answer. If your right hand side is not that, then well, your left hand side, sorry, is not that, then you're in trouble. You expand wrong. Right, so you have to multiply it out properly, right? Right, so if you multiply it out correctly, 1 by 1 is 1. 1 by 1 plus sine x minus sine x by 1 minus sine x minus sine x by 1 on sine x. What will happen here? Sine will cancel. So you'll be left with 1 plus 1 on sine x minus sine x minus 1. What will happen to the ones? Cancel off, right? And then what you will do with 1 on sine x minus sine x on 1. What you'll do, Jaden? 1 on sine x minus sine x on 1. That's a minus sign in the middle. So what you have to do? Look how you want to get. You want to get that. Bradley, what you will do there? When you reach here. Yeah, Shana, find the LCM. Because watch here, you have two fractions. Here you have one fraction. So you'll be left with sine x and underneath, and you'll get 1 minus. What is 1 minus sine squared? Cos squared, right? So it's cos squared on sine x. That's exactly what you have here, right? But you can't stop there, all yeah? Yeah, you have to continue it out. You have to write this cos x by cos x on sine x. Right? And then you have to write cos x over tan x. So the same thing you have in red, you have to write it back. You can't just stop right here. You still have to write back all of this. Last one. Last one here. Let's see if we can get this last one. Right? We had a practice here because you see the same rules that you're going to use in algebra and simplifying is the same rules that you're using here. Right? Treat cos and sine and all those things just like x and y. Right? And the same rules that you use for simplifying, you use them right here in trigs. All right, last one. All right, let's go. Last one. Number 8. That is 1 minus cos x. 1 minus cos x plus multiply by 1 plus cos x is equivalent to sine x tan x. Take your time. Watch back the last one before you start this, right? Now, just multiply. Write it done. The right hand side is just multiplied in the middle there. Sine x tan x. Selena, didn't get any feedback from you. How it going? Sahara? How it going there? Christian? Get this one? Right, looking good so far. How much QEDs I have? I only have 4 online. I'm missing about 10. Nice, nice. Christian, you get it? Message QEDs if you get it. So when you multiply, you'll get 1 by 1 is 1. 1 by cos theta is that. 1 on cos theta. Cos x minus. Right, so this will be 1 minus cos x. Right, this will cancel and you'll get 1 on cos x minus cos x on 1. Find the LCM and you'll get 1 minus cos squared x. 1 minus cos squared is sine squared on cos. In case you're not seeing it, watch this here. This is sine x by sine over cos. So you're getting sine squared. So you have it. So just to break it down a little bit, you'll get sine x by okay. Right? So sometimes if you know you do everything right, but you're not seeing how to bring in tan, break down the right hand side a little bit. Right? Break down the right hand side a little bit. Okay? Right, that's some bad news here. Next week we're gonna do more Wednesday is more identities you have to learn. You have about plenty more, about 10 more I think. You have 3 double angle like 6, and you have double like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 more rules to learn. Yeah, rules. Right? We have rules where you compound them. You have to add A and B. Right? So we'll do a few more of this and then we'll add on a few more. Yeah, that will work, Aidan. Break the right hand side down a little bit. So you know what, when you're working with your left, what you want to get. So that is